Anyone else hate this guy? Anyone else hate Maneater Midir? I do. I hate him. I think he's the hardest boss in the history of Souls Unborn. And there's been some tough bosses, but I can't think right now of one harder than him. So this is going to be a video showing the safe way to kill him. So as always, if you like this type of thing and the commentary, do hit the like button because it makes me want to upload more and more for you. And also subscribe as well because, well, I think it's worth it for some reason. Anyway, first thing to know, and this is the strangest thing about this boss, this is why I love this boss so much, is do not do this boss with 3 summons. I tried 15 times fighting this guy with 3 other summons and never once did I get close to killing him. I don't know if it's deliberate by From Software that the final boss, well, final-ish boss, is best beaten solo. It's all about getting good and beating him solo. And I'll tell you why. He may come across as intimidating and very big and very powerful and might take a long time, but the thing about him is he's very predictable in what he does. His moves are very, very predictable. If he's fighting you one-on-one, you know exactly what he's going to do because he's going to do it to you. Whenever you've got 4 people on the screen, you maybe have 2 people using ranged attacks and another 2 people in amongst his body. You have no idea what he's going to do. He can jump from person to person and he becomes so unpredictable and so hard to beat. I find anyway that with 4 people I was getting completely mullered every time. So much so I've lost all my embers. I'm playing this boss without any embers. Just the life ring as you saw at the start there. And the Dragon Slayer Axe +5 gives an AR of 505. It already has lightning on it, but then you can also buff it with the pine resin, which gives it up to 600 AR for a 4 kilogram weapon. So you get a lot of quick hits away. And yeah, so first point to play it safe is going solo. Trust me, it becomes easy. If you're watching this video, it's maybe because you've had a bunch of your friends in or a bunch of summons in and you still can't do it. This boss can't be done with summons. Any other boss with 4 people becomes a cakewalk. It is so easy, not this guy. Next thing you gotta do is set up. Now I've given myself Tears of Denial because I'm not the best player in the world, plus it gives me a bit more confidence not to heal all the time. Like if I didn't have that on, I probably would heal now, and that's wasting some energy. Anyway, this is stuff you all know. This is typical Dark Souls stuff preparing for a boss. Fire defense, physical defense, all that good stuff. Now I've watched a load of videos. I had to watch a lot of videos to find out how to beat him. And if you notice, a lot of the videos are done solo. And what I noticed a lot of people do is whenever they try and stay close to his head, which is fine. But whenever you do hit him and he starts to kind of counter attack, a lot of people actually roll into his body. But I find that I just can't get away from his fire attack when he does that. It's because my guy has got the black iron suit on. You know, it's very, very heavy anyway. So what I started to do was, after I hit him a couple of times, I roll away from him. I dodge the fire and it gets me a better look at what his head's doing and his arms are doing. And after that, it's really just rinse and repeat. He does the old area of attacks, but whenever that happens, just run left. Every time he does something like that, just run left and run around him, and you'll be absolutely fine. Get the odd cheap shot in the foot, and that's it. Just keep your composure. Just watch for the physical attack. What I found is what's going to kill you with this boss is the physical attack, not the fire, which is why I've gone more for physical defense. That's what I found anyway. And the dark stuff he uses halfway through, I don't feel it really hits me anyway, so I don't need to worry about dark defense. But do watch out for the tail. The great thing about the tail is if that swings, and you can actually, I didn't do it there, but roll into him, gives you a free shot at his head. So that's another little tip. And another one is, yeah, I tried using all sorts of weapons. I used heavy weapons, I used the dark sword, I used Black Knight sword, I used the claymore, I used the Dragon Slayer, great axe. All those things just didn't fit. I didn't find big weapons worked because I tried to hit him too much. If you know what I mean, you always try and get that second hit, and you just don't recover in time. So yeah, this boss, trust me, if you play it solo, it becomes so much more straightforward. Once I started doing solo, it took me maybe 4 or 5 goes. That's just because he does some cheesy moves sometimes, and you can't do anything about that. I also, as I say, I'm not embered, so It's New Game Plus Plus for the 3 endings. Plus 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 must be, because I got the 3 endings and then I played it again. And I'm level 250, so my HP is about 1505, with a life ring of 1700, and my weight, I think said at the start there, is about 50%, which means I'm not the fastest in the world, but because I stay not under him whenever he's using a fire attack, I feel it doesn't really matter. So I hope this video helped, or I hope it gave you a very different slant on things. And if you have been using summons and wasting embers, I wouldn't bother. It makes it so much harder. But actually, if you have done this with summons, I've talked to some of the people who I did summon. They say that it took 4 of them, and it took them a lot of luck. Let me know if you use summons. Let me know if you did by yourself. Let me know if you used the NPC Shira. Let me know how you killed him. But also in the comments below, this is going to be very interesting. Let me know if you think it's the hardest boss in the game. Now, in Bloodborne, the lion in dungeons, the Chalice dungeons, one of them was really, really hard. I found him nearly impossible. But as for this game, and overall, I think this guy is the hardest boss. But it is a lovely send-off, because once you beat him, you get the Spear's Covenant, which ironically you use, and you end up being in a fight against 4 summons. Go figure. But it's a lovely end to the game. It's a lovely end to the series. Just so you know a bit about my past in this game, I got 97% of the trophies in Demon Souls. I missed out on the Bladestone, because pure Bladestone is a pure pain in the ass. I got Platinum in Dark Souls. I got double Platinum Dark Souls 2, Platinum Dark Souls 3, and Platinum in Bloodborne. Doesn't mean I'm the best at that, because a lot of it's offline. But it doesn't. But I just have good knowledge about it. Not about the story, but just about things in general about the game. The hardest platinum of the lot actually was Dark Souls. Finding all the weapons, especially the little dagger you have to get from those ghost guys. So long ago, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, that's me babbling. But I do that. That's what I do, because I have to fill up the next 3 minutes. I might just stop. But this is Dark Souls. Maybe it's not the end, maybe it is the end. The last boss, if you haven't got that far, is immense. I think it's the most fun boss, actually. He's absolutely crazy. He's like the Soul of Cinder on steroids. But I actually might have to cut this short, because I have to pick the kids up from daycare and make dinner, you know, rock and roll life. But yeah, this I completed at 1:30 in the morning. Only got then 5 hours sleep before work. But it's one of those times when you wake up and you're like, I don't care if I'm tired. It was so worth it, because if I had to go through another day not beating him, I've been trying to beat him since Sunday. Using summons, using all my embers up. So yeah, that's it. That's really all I gotta say. Enjoy the rest of this fight. It becomes actually quite easy. It got a bit slow towards the end. I mean by slow is, I mean he's not really hurting me. I'm not really hurting him. But that's why it's called the safe way doing it. It might take you a minute or 2 longer doing it this way, but at the end of the day you kill him, and that's the main thing. I'd rather take 10 minutes now than die a bunch of times after 2 minutes. You know what I mean? And you get 300,000 souls, I think. And then obviously you can transcend the soul you get from him into a weapon, which I haven't tried, but I'm sure it's... I don't know if it's any good. I don't know at all. But yeah, and that is video, guys. I hope you like it. If you do, hit the like button. If you don't like it, let me know that too. I can always improve. And do subscribe as well. Everyone asks for people to subscribe, but you know, I think it's worth it, because this guy's really, really hard, and I've just given you a really easy way of beating him. Just do it by yourself. Get good. I'll catch you guys in the next video. But stick around till the end, because I get the riposte on his head. If you hit him enough in his face, you get to do a riposte. And it is the most satisfying thing in the world. It's so satisfying that even my wife sat up to look at it, because she knows what this means to me. And she hates this game, but the riposte was sweet. Oh, it's sweet. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you get the riposte as well. Yeah, lethal. It's strange. Midir looks a lot like my old dog. I had a Dalmatian, a cross Dalmatian with a lurch. He looked a bit like him. He was a lot friendlier. than him, I must admit, but he looked like him. So there you go. I had a dog that looked like a dragon. Do you? Probably not. Here it comes!